From the lighthouses shining to the bonfires bright, we're dancing in kitchens, we're singing all night. Nova Scotia, PEI, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, we're all one family. Come and join the band. It's the East Coast Hour, where the music's got that power. From the shores to the stage, East Coast Hour with Chuck.
On this week's show, featuring an East Coast artist who is hitting the East Coast music scene with a storm. He is from the Quad Counties, and he's joining us today. It is Andre Pettipas. Andre, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Chuck.
Listen, Andre, you are doing exceptionally well. You're an extremely busy man with your music. How's it all feeling?
It's really busy. Just trying to keep forward, keep pushing, and doing new things. I've been playing for coming on 24 years, or 22 years now, sorry. So finding new ways to keep things exciting has been my goal the last few years. And it's nice to see growth after all this time.
Well, I mean, I think you're probably one of the most busiest entertainers on the East Coast. There's probably very few of you who are working to the level that you're working, but you're always on the go. You're always on the road. You're traveling, doing live shows in the studio. It's just absolutely amazing, the work that you've been doing.
Thanks, man. I just love the human connection and human point of it all. So live for me is, 95% of my income. So that's my big focus, is getting into these small towns and then going to play big shows. All things big and small, it's good for me.
Well, listen, congratulations on your most recent East Coast Music Award nomination for ECMA Entertainer of the Year. So congratulations.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you very much. It was I was actually in Toronto when I got the news. I just woke up and was going to a studio session, and it was the first announcement made on the televised announcement, and it set off the day really good before a 20-hour drive home that evening.
Yeah, that was absolutely great. And as from what I understand, you're taking part in some of the showcases, the concerts, the festivities that are going as part of ECMA Week, May 20th to the 24th, and it's in Sydney this year. So how convenient.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Last year was St. John's, and this year's on Cape Breton Islands. So I'll also be a delegate representing for Giant Stock. So yeah, I'll be wearing a couple different hats that weekend.
Well, that's no surprise because you are wearing a couple of different hats as it is. There's Andre Pettipas, the soloist. There's Andre Pettipas and the Giants. And now there's a new venture, Alt Control, with you got together with a couple of Canadian icons.
Yeah, this one just came out of nowhere, came out of left field last year during the Gypsophila tour, and it's really cool to be put in that element, and I guess put trust in me by some of my icons and some of my favorite bands that I've listened to growing up, influences. So it's exciting, it's fun, it keeps me on my toes, and like I said earlier, just keeping things fresh and learning new things. Growth for me is huge. Like, if I'm not learning, then I'm not doing something right.
Well, talk to us about the new group. I mean, who's involved and how did that really come to be?
Yeah, so Alt Control features myself, Jeremy Taggart, formerly of Our Lady Peace, the drummer, and Patrick Pentland from Sloan, and a rotating cast of world-class players. So Jeremy and I did a song called Gypsophila together. I actually seen him with a band called American Hi-Fi in Atlanta. He was subbing in on drums for them, and I was like, oh man, I haven't seen Jeremy in years. Like, I haven't seen him play since maybe 2009 when I seen Our Lady Peace, and seeing him behind the kit and just brought me back to that Clumsy record. That album got me into music. I started the whole love of music, the whole love of just sucked in by the musical atmosphere. And I tossed Jeremy a message after the show. We talked a bit, and I sent him the song I wanted him to play on, and he agreed to that. We went to the studio, recorded together, And during the album or the single release, he said he was coming to Cape Breton. He's like, let's do a pop up show together. So at Cabot Links, post did we were gonna do a 4 5 minute set, ended up 3.5 hours straight. And after the show, Jeremy's like, dude, we should start a band.
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Fast forward a couple months, he's like, hey man, I got Patrick Pentland interested in our band. So it went really quickly. So we started thinking of names. Jeremy came up with the name, and then this was November. We're like, let's go record some video and some audio and get people excited about it. Let's move this ahead. And now we're going for our first shows together in public this May, bringing it to the East Coast first. So we've got a Halifax date at the Marquee on the 7th. We've got Glasgow Square on the 8th in New Glasgow, and Holy Whale Beer Hall in Riverview, New Brunswick on the 9th.
Yeah, that's great. Perfect. And so
Yeah.
looking forward to it. And it's kind of a 90s influenced group.
So yeah, we're bringing the best hits of the 90s and early 2000s. So it's like done by the guys who lived through it and one guy that was a huge fan of the music. So if anybody has seen my show before, they know that I'm heavily influenced by 90s music. I play a lot of 90s music, and the songs I write are very intuitive of that generation. So it's cool playing with Jeremy. A lot of those nuances that he does, I do in my music because listening to that. So it's really cool to have that push and pull of the two different sides of the music coming together on the stage.
Now, we don't want to make people disappointed to think that the Giants, Andre Pettipas and the Giants are kind of going to the wayside. You're still active with the group.
No. Oh yeah, so we've got a couple showcases at ECMA. We've got a couple big festivals this summer that we can't talk about yet, and of course Giant Stock. Year 4 for Giant Stock. And this year, we're coming in swinging heavy again. We'll be announcing that lineup the week after ECMA. And it's just one of those things where people need to breathe for a minute. We have a new member in the band. We're welcoming in Declan Martin. Travis had to take a step back with the band. He's got family life now. So we were just, things are just simmering and figuring out life as we go and trying to have the best foot forward with each project.
What do you do to take a little break from things?
I keep playing shows and get to new cities, meet new people to help me work through the thoughts in my own head.
At some point, you'll have to take a little bit of a break, Andre.
Yeah, if it paid the bills, I could, but we'll see how I end up this summer. I need maybe land a placement or two so I can take a month off. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
But
no.
I think I'd go crazy if I had too long of a break away from performing.
Well, that's where we're very similar.
Yeah,
Having
all
too much
about
time off
that.
is not a good thing. So listen, let's talk about
Yeah.
your most recent release. You did some work with Taylor Jensen. You put out a song called Cheap Dopamine. And that's the song we're going to feature today. And so
Yeah,
let's talk a little bit about
awesome.
that song itself.
Yeah, so Taylor and I, we were doing a songwriter circle together, and we had a few hours before the show to hang out. I said, let's get productive. Let's write a song. So we wrote the song that day, and in the next week we were recording it. So I recorded all the parts, mixed them myself. We went up to Josh Kelly's studio to record Taylor's vocals because she's already up in the city. And then within a month we had it released. It was a project that we were getting ready for Giant Stock. Taylor performed at Giant Stock last year, and I wanted that collaboration to show different genres can work together. I'm more rock based, she's more country based, but I threw some electronic elements into this song, and just not hindering any creativity, and just keep all of the influences at the forefront while maintaining the core of our rock and country influences.
Yeah, I mean, I see you as definitely a performance-based artist. I mean, not only a
Right.
songwriter, but a performance-based artist. Your live shows, I think you thoroughly enjoy. But it sounds like, I mean, maybe the production side of it, doing some of the work with different artists and producing some of their music. Do you see that maybe an avenue you take at some point?
Yeah, 100%. I've been doing that lately, actually, with a couple other artists. Summer Bennett from Newfoundland, we just wrote a track together. Madeline, she's also from St. John's. We'll be performing that at ECMA, and there's been a couple other artists I work with that I recorded their tracks, produced, helped them out. I'm very community driven in that sense. When I see artists working towards something and they just need a hand or they don't have the answers, and I've been through it before. I've spent lots of money at studios, and to me it's like, what do you want out of the track? Where do you want to go with it? Let's sit down, let's spend a little bit of time together and write down what you want to sound like, and let's just craft it together with zero stress. Everything with me is try to be calm, cool, and collective, just bringing the fun back to performing because of all the years of, just trying to make it in the industry, and you're just stuck in a rut. You don't know where you're going. And meanwhile, you pick up all these skills while you're doing it, and maybe that's the end result that you end up looking for. It just falls into place while you're working.
Nice. Well, Andre, listen, I really appreciate you taking the time to spend with us today and to share what's going on with you, how busy you are. But best wishes on the ECMA nomination, again, coming up the week of May 20th to the 24th in Sydney.
Yeah, thanks so much. We'll see you there. You're up for one?
I'm up for one as well. Well, yeah, hopefully we'll be there.
Yeah, 100%. We'll catch up in person then.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much, Andre.
Thanks, Chuck.
I'm going to get you to introduce your song.
Hey, this is Andre Pettipas, and you're listening to Cheap Dopamine featuring Taylor Jensen with Chuck on East Coast Hour.
One more step, leave me for dead, but I still take the ride. Fool me 2 times, blind to the signs, another oversight of mine. Taste your own medicine to a part-time lover is sometimes frail. Modern misery of cheap dopamine, the price you pay for the time you waste. So right, high society, cheap camaraderie. What else do you have for me tonight? Let it come too late to depreciate, to depreciate. Feeling so high strong, biting your tongue. Taste your own medicine to a part-time lover is sometimes frail. Modern misery of cheap dopamine, the price you pay for the time you waste. So right, high society, cheap camaraderie. What else do you have for me tonight? When you tell me there will never be more than what we are right now, that sounds an awful lot like a cop-out. Of cheap dopamine, the price you pay for the time you waste. Alright, high society, cheap camaraderie. What else do you have for me tonight? Modern misery, cheap camaraderie. High society of cheap dopamine.
From the lighthouses shining to the bonfires bright, we're dancing in kitchens, we're singing all night. Nova Scotia, PEI, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, We're all one family, come and join the band. It's the East Coast Hour, where the music's got that power, from the shores to the stage. East Coast Hour with Chuck